Good morning, John. Today I want to talk about saying stuff wrong. It is, as far as I'm concerned, the most embarrassing thing that can happen, and unfortunately, just like when your fly is down, sometimes people are embarrassed about telling you about it, and so you go on and on with this intellectual fly down, your underwear exposed, and toilet paper hanging out of the back of your pants. Number one, you couldn't care less. If you could care less, then you do care. Number two, for all intents and purposes. I don't know what intensive purposes are, but that's not what you mean. 3, you do not hold down the fort, because the fort isn't inflatable and filled with helium. You hold the fort. It's a military metaphor. 5, this is Frankenstein? No, this is Frankenstein. That guy is Frankenstein's monster. 6, dear Alanis Morissette, when you get a death row pardon 2 minutes too late, that is extremely unfortunate. It is not, however, ironic. And finally, number 7, if you're saying an acronym, make sure that the thing you say after the acronym isn't in the acronym. Like when you put your PIN number in an ATM machine. Of course, implying that you're putting your personal identification number into the automated teller machine. But I also want to note here that it's totally okay to say the La Brea Tar Pits, despite the fact that when you translate that out, it's the Tar Pits. Let's take a common comment on Vlogbrothers videos. You lose the game, except it is often spelled like this. And in that case, I don't lose the game, because I'm not thinking about the game. I'm thinking about the failure of the American education system. Moving on to the mother country, the United Kingdom, which is the United Kingdom of Northern Ireland and Great Britain. Great Britain is an island that contains 3 autonomous countries, the countries of Wales, Scotland, and England. If you're in a pub in Wales and you say, "Gee guys, I sure love it here in England," they will punch you in the face. England is not a synonym for the United Kingdom. Now we're moving on to the 2 most confusing words in the English language, as far as I'm concerned: affect and effect. Of course, not pronounced affect and effect, but pronounced effect and effect. But I remember it this way: the greenhouse effect affects the climate. Effect almost always being a noun and affect almost always being a verb. But this is extra super confusing because sometimes effect is a verb too. So it is literally okay to say, I effected the effect. That verb, effect, means to bring about an effect. So if you say I effected the effect, you mean I brought about the effect. If you say I affected the effect, that means that you changed the effect. So if you are good at bringing about effects, you are effective. Sorry this is horribly confusing. It just is, but it's important to figure it out. Now to finish this off, I'm going to talk about some mispronunciation, because when I was in college, I did a long oral report on Leon Battista Alberti, in which I discussed at length all of the facades he designed in Renaissance Italy. Except instead of saying facade, I said facade, and it was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life when I found out. Okay, let's go. It's not awry, it's awry. It's epitome, not epitome. Edinburgh, not Edinburgh. Not ethereal, but ethereal. Not meme, but meme. Not haphazard, but haphazard. Facetious, not facious. Not the sequel to the Super Bowl, the Hyper Bowl, but in fact, hyperbole. Colonel, despite the fact that this word has no R in it. Boolean, not boolean. And disheveled, not disheveled. And that is all I've got for you. I hope that I have, at least a little bit, helped the world avoid some embarrassment. Nerdfighteria in the comments below, help me feel better about my facade mistake, and tell me some word that you've mispronounced in public before. John, I'll see you on Wednesday.